In our previous discussion, we had created this dashboard, but there was a small issue in terms of our hard coding one part of the data, which was hidden here in this chart. So if I unhide it, this was the data, this 2, 3, 4, and 5, which was essentially earlier here, and that was what was creating the dashboard doesn't look that good. So we need to understand if there is a mechanism by which we can get this 2, 3, 4, 5 directly embedded into this formula itself, right? For that, we need to introduce a new function, a function that is known as match. Now, what does match do? Match finds out the position of, let's say, a certain number within a list of numbers, and between that list or row or column, it tells you what position that number is, right? So let's see how to use this. We will try it out here. Let's say we want to find out in this set of data, these 5 cells starting name 2010, 2011, 12, 13, where does 2010 lie, right? So what can I do is I can use this function match, open bracket. Let's look at the functionalities. It says look up for the value 2010, and where do you look it up? In the lookup array here to here, right? And match type is again, it says number is 10, indicate which value it in terms of what is the relative position of an item that is being returned. So leave it blank, and what do we get? We get 2. If I drag it on the let's freeze the array that we were looking at, and if I drag it on the right hand side, you get 2, 3, 4, and 5, and that's precisely what we wanted, right? So let's go to our dashboard sheet and do this again. We're going to click equals to match, open bracket, lookup value is 2010, lookup array is here. So this row, 5 cells is what we are selecting, and let's freeze this and click on OK. And we see 2 here. If I drag it down, drag it down, drag it down, we see 2, 3, 4, 5 coming here as well. Correct? So this solves our problem in terms of making this a little bit more dynamic. Rather than us actually having to hard code this, the match formula helps us out with this, but it still appears here. So can I remove this somehow, right? For that, all we need to do is in this formula where you see C6 in this formula, wherever you see where this data is being used, C6 or C6, instead of that, we have to use the match formula there, the match function there, right? So let's see how we can do that. Click on this, double click on this, select the formula. Select the formula in the formula bar here. Just select this bit, and once it is selected, do a control C. So you've copied it, then come here, open this, and instead of C6, put the formula. Correct? To check whether this is correct or not, you will see a 2 appears here even when you put the formula. So this seems to be correct. Click on OK. It works fine. All you need to do is drag it down, and then even if I delete this, it works absolutely fine. So we have incorporated the formula in the dashboard itself, right? You see the match function within the VLOOKUP function, right? Let's actually do this completely once again. Let's delete this, put in VLOOKUP, open bracket. We're looking for Karnataka. Where are we looking at Karnataka in? We're looking at it in this table, correct? And we freeze, sorry, I think we did not put in the data. We're looking up for Karnataka. Where are we looking up this data? We're looking at it in this table. So that's frozen, comma, go back here, click on VLOOKUP. Instead of dashboard, click on match. What are we matching for? Matching for 2010. Where are we matching this? We are matching it in this, and press F4 around this so that this gets frozen. Close bracket, match. And sorry, I think we missed out the last function, which is when you close bracket, you have to put in a comma here and put in false so that we get an exact match, and we drag it down. Sorry, I think we again did not freeze something, which is we did not freeze B5. What is B5? You have to freeze Karnataka as well. So frozen Karnataka, let's, so that's why we need to be careful within this. 0 here, frozen Karnataka, click on OK, and now drag it down. It should solve the problem. All of the data sets would have the match function put in there. The match function automatically throws 2, 3, 4, 5. Just be careful when you're using match. I want 2 to be returned because 2 is what this column is for a VLOOKUP, correct? And hence I could have done match starting from B going up to E, but then this would have returned 1 to me, correct? So instead of doing AE, if we had actually, instead of this, we had selected only this portion, it would have given us a 1, correct? It gives us a 1. Because we want a 2, we start from A, correct? That's how you solve this particular problem. Now we have our dashboard, which is almost completely dynamic in terms of us selecting a state, it automatically populating the data and giving us the final numbers, right? That's how you create a dashboard.